Peace and love. I was just going to read something from When Things Fall Apart by Pwma Chodron, who's an amazing spiritual teacher. And then I found this photo of my parents. And my mother's handwriting. And she wrote, "God help." It was written on 12th of August 2003. Dear Seagull, succeed in everything. I paid 150 francs for fixing the blender, and in a few days they will call you. She had my blender fixed. That's a lot of money to fix a blender. Kiss the children in my name and control your... Sorry, I'm laughing. Control your mood, she writes. She was like the moodiest person on earth. No self-awareness, but very sweet. Control your moods. Wow. Love you, mother. What is in here? Oh, yeah. And then she wrote my address. Sorry, but you have moods yourself, but can't argue with her now because she's dead. So, I'm going to read from this. Intimacy with fear. Fear is a natural reaction to moving closer to the truth. Embarking on the spiritual journey is like getting into a very small boat and setting out on the ocean to search for unknown lands. With wholehearted practice comes inspiration, but sooner or later we'll also encounter fear. For we all know when we get to the horizon, we're going to drop off the edge of the world like explorers. We are drawn to discover what's waiting out there without knowing yet if we have the courage to face it. If we become interested in Buddhism and decide to find out what it has to offer, we'll soon discover that there are different slants on how we can proceed. With insight, meditation, we begin practicing mindfulness, being fully present with all our activities and thoughts. With Zen practice, we hear teaching on emptiness and are challenged to connect with the open, unbounded clarity of the mind. The Vajrayana teachings introduce us to the notion of working with the energy of all situations, seeing whatever arises as inseparable from the awakened state. Any of these approaches might hook us and fuel our enthusiasm to explore further. But if we want to go beneath the surface and practice without hesitation, it is inevitable that at some point we experience fear. Fear is a universal experience. Even the smallest insect feels it. We wade in the tidal pools and put our finger near the soft open bodies of sea anemones, and they close up. Anemones? Sea anemones. Those are the, I guess, corals. You know, they are like this, and then they close up when we touch it. All soft, open bodies of sea anemones, and they close up. Everything spontaneously does that. It's not a terrible thing that we feel fear when faced with the unknown. It is part of being alive. Sometimes something we all share. We react against the possibility of loneliness, of death, of not having anything to hold on to. Fear is a natural reaction to moving closer to the truth. So impermanence becomes vivid in the present moment. So do compassion and wonder and courage, and so does fear. In fact, anyone who stands on the edge of the unknown, fully in the present without reference point, experiences groundlessness. That's when our understanding goes deeper, when we find that the present moment is a pretty vulnerable place, and that this can be completely unnerving and completely tender at the same time. When we begin our exploration, we have all kinds of ideals and expectations. We're looking for answers that will satisfy a hunger we felt for a long time. The last thing we want is a further introduction to the boogeyman. What we're talking about is getting to know fear, becoming familiar with fear, looking at it in the eye, not as a way to solve problems, but as completely undoing old ways of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and thinking. So, what is she saying? Instructions on mindfulness or emptiness or working with energy all point to the same thing. Being right on the spot nails us. It nails us right to the point of time and space that we're in. When we stop there and don't act out, don't repress, don't blame it on anyone else, and also don't blame it on ourselves, then we meet with an open-minded question that has no conceptual answer. We also encounter our heart. As one student so eloquently put it, Buddha nature, cleverly disguised as fear, kicks our ass into being receptive. So I'm open-minded. And it's Dylan Thomas's birthday, so I'm going to read a poem. So, do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day, rage against the dying of the light. The wise men at their end know dark is right, because their words had forked no lightning. They do not go gentle into that good night. Good men, the last wave by, crying how bright their frail deeds might, have danced in a green bay, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang the sun in flight and learned too late, they grieved it on its way. Do not go gentle into that good night. Grave men near death who see with blinding sight, blind eyes could gaze like meteors and be gay. Rage against the dying of the light. And you, my Father, there on that sad height, curse, bless me now, with your fierce tears I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage against the dying of the light. So that's my answer.